Hello babes, how are we doing? It's been a little minute, been a minute since I did a podcast, which is fine, you know. I've been giving myself a very chill summer, haven't wanted to have like a very strict regimented schedule, so podcasts are basically as and when I feel like I want to record one, and as and when I feel like I have something to say. I'm a little bit sick today, I'm a little bit nasally, so excuse my husky nasal tones. I don't know, it's kind of cute, I don't mind it. But yeah, I've got a big thick juicy pile of knits to talk through with you. I've been working on some really fun projects for myself. I've been working on some fun patterns. I have some new patterns that I haven't even launched yet to talk through with you. Oh my god, exclusive. Yeah, we've just got some fun stuff to talk through. I'm gonna tell you all about what I've been up to with my summer. And yeah, it's like just I'm staring at like a big pile of knits off camera that I just can't wait to dive in and talk about with you. First off, I'm wearing a little crochet collar that I made. Okay, I really am, like, you're gonna have to excuse the huskiness. I made, yeah, just a little freestyle crochet collar. As you guys know, I am not a big crochet queen. Like, I don't really know how to like read or write a crochet pattern, so when I do it, it's just like real basics. I can't do any fancy stitches. I don't even know what the stitches are called. Like, I can do, I think it's like a double, a single and a triple, that like I don't know, and a chain. Is that it? And then it confuses me because they're called something totally different in the US, and a double is actually a triple or something, so count me out. Like, I don't have time to learn the difference between a double and a triple. I'm just gonna like do it until it looks good. So yeah, this was just like freestyling until it resembled like a kind of circle. And then I did like a little, what would we call this? Like chains on the edge so that it looks like a little lacy bit. Oh my gosh, me trying to talk about crochet when I know none of the crochet terminology, flop, whatever, you know what I mean. But I just wanted a cute little collar to wear with this dress specifically, because this dress is like my uniform at this point. I wear it all the time. It's my favourite dress. It's so comfy, it's so cute. I found it secondhand in a charity shop, and would you believe it's Primark? It's secondhand Primark, and this bad boy is my uniform. And I just thought it would look so cute with a little collar, so I decided I just wanted to do one. Yeah, don't ask me how I made it, just crochet until you get a circle somehow. It took me like 10 attempts because I could not figure out that shaping. It's still kind of like wavy and weird. I had to give it like a very firm blocking to make it look exactly the right shape. Don't look at it too closely, it's fine, it's gorge. But yeah, this dress, my mum is a sewer. She has a sewing machine. She's very good with all of that. I am not. I'm scared of sewing machines. They're too loud. A needle going up and down, no thank you. So I've never really learned how to sew properly, but I think I'm gonna take this dress to my mum's and like ask her to make me like copies in all different colours. Like this in hot pink would be so cute. And I'm hoping somehow we can just like outline it and draft a pattern. If anybody has any tips on how to do that, like please let me know, that would be wonderful. I'm basically trying to have a wardrobe just full of copies of this dress, and it's going to be all that I ever wear. And I think that would be really cute for me. So yeah, that's a little project I did just for myself. Like, there's never going to be a pattern for it unless I get lobotomized and decide that I want to learn how to write crochet patterns. Having one skill is like enough for me, quite honestly. Like, knitting is more than enough. I don't even know how to like knit all the stitches, let alone learning a second thing. Like, am I Einstein? And then This is the most exciting thing that I have to share. This is the Haunts and KnitEdit collaboration that I did with my friend Moa, who runs Haunts Design. I'm sure you all already follow Moa. She is an incredible designer. She knits, she crochets, she runs a yarn store in Sweden selling like the coolest, most incredible yarns. She dyes yarn, oh my gosh. She's so talented, she can do everything. And we've been like Instagram besties basically since I started the KnitEdit. We've always just been DMing back and forth, and we're always like joking, sending each other memes. Like I'll give her previews of what I've been knitting because I think she has amazing taste, and she can always, you know, give me a boost and give me compliments that I really appreciate. You know, she's the perfect little Instagram bestie, and she has been for years. And we decided a couple of months ago, like, why don't we just collaborate on a pattern? Like, we would work so well together, we would have so much fun. And that's essentially what we did. Moa designed a crochet version of my Andromeda dress, which is just like a gorgeous, real simple tube dress that comes with options to like multiple lengths. And it's basically designed to be made with just like scrapped yarns, so you get that gorgeous kind of scrappy stripe. And she did a stunning crochet version of that. I will link to Moa's website and her pattern in the bio so that you can check out her designs. And then I had the absolute privilege to do a knitted version of Moa's crochet unpolished set, which is a really cute little crop top in, I guess she did it in like a crochet kind of rib look stitch, and I did mine in a slip stitch rib. So it's a little bit more of a pop than a regular rib, because that slip stitch just, you know, stands out a little bit more, and you can see it defined much more than you would if it was just a regular slip stitch, regular knit stitch. Sorry. And yeah, just a fun little roll edge. I did all of the edges on the split and the edges on the armholes in an icord edge, which is the first time I've ever done that, and I'm obsessed with how it looks. It comes out so clean. There's no need to like pick up stitches and do a trim. You're just like integrally knitting the trim as you go. And yeah, it just stops it kind of rolling. It keeps it flat and looking great. So yeah, super cute little crop top. I love the detail that the back neck is kind of lower than the front, so you're just showing like a little bit of shoulder blade, which is really cute. Very underappreciated body part, a shoulder blade. So yeah, such a cute top. It's just DK yarn. Again, I did it in all my scraps as I normally do, but this would look so cute in like a solid colour. Moa did hers in like a solid, gorgeous, hot Barbie pink, and it just looked stunning. So beautiful. I'm just obsessed with this pattern, guys. It's so much fun. Like, who doesn't want the cutest little knitted cord set to just go out and go partying in? The second part of the set is a gorgeous little midi skirt with a split. Again, it's in the slip stitch rib all over. It's got lovely clean shaping on the hips that kind of gets all those ribs knitted integrally and kind of makes a feature of it, and just some elastic at the waist just to keep it up and keep it looking great. Because I find that just like a ribbed waistband, it's never enough. I don't know if it's the way that I'm shaped, but everything just like wriggles down. So yeah, got to keep it up there with a bit of elastic. And again, it's got lovely I-cords on the edge of the split, which just great. It's just a cute little detail that I really appreciate. I wore this to Pride on my little Pride night out. Got a bunch of compliments. It was super fun. I felt like that bitch. I felt so cute. And I just loved making this. I loved working with Moa. It truly not to sound not to sound too worthy or anything, but we were both talking about how it just made us feel like we were creating the world that we want to live in, because, you know, we both hate late stage capitalism. We both hate how like women and queer people are marginalized, especially when it comes to working in craft. You know, our work is so devalued so often. So just collaborating with each other and creating a project that we both really valued and really loved and respected and put our effort into, it just felt like we were creating a system that was operating outside of sort of capitalism and the need to, like, you know, collaborate with big companies and kind of sell out. And yeah, it was just like a beautiful experience, and I'm so happy with what we made. Yeah, go and check out the patterns. I'll have all the links in the description if you want to check them out for yourself. And definitely go and follow Moa if you don't already. Oh my gosh, she's so fabulous. The other little project, oh my gosh, wait, today we launched a giveaway. We launched a giveaway for the Haunts KnitEdit pattern collab, where you can win a copy of mine and Moa's patterns, and Moa is also giving away some yarn, which is super exciting. The yarn is gorgeous. It's from her own like personal stash, in so many fun colours. So yeah, go and enter on my Instagram or on Moa's Instagram, and yeah, you could win patterns and yarn. I mean, who doesn't want that? Go and check it out. The next little project that I did, just as like a little passion project for myself, a fun summer project, is just this little crochet tote bag. Obviously I've been really on one with the crochet recently, what with like the collar and doing a bag. I mean, I've sort of joked in the past that I only do like one crochet project a year and then I'm sick of it and I can't face it for another year. But this year I think I've done like 3 crochet projects, because I did a little tabard as well, which I'm so impressed with. And clearly, you know, I have like an itching for crochet that needs to be scratched at the moment. So this is just obviously a selection of very basic little granny squares. I had planned originally to just crochet the handle as well, but I lost yarn chicken and that was never going to happen. I wanted to do like the handle in the emerald green, but didn't have enough, and I couldn't see the handle being in any of the accent colours. So what I did is I just stitched it to a normal canvas tote that I already had lying around, which, like, kudos to me for being an absolute genius, because like, or having a ready-made lining is such a key for like a crochet bag, because obviously your keys are just gonna fall out the holes, your mascara's just like fallen on the pavement because it fell out. So yeah, and like I said, I'm not a sewer. I was never gonna take the time to probably put together a lining and sew a handle for this myself. So very luckily the 3x3 granny square composition just turned out to be the perfect size for an already made canvas tote. So yeah, major key alert. go and make one yourself. This was so easy and so fun. I literally just like very messily hand stitched it. Yeah, not a sewer. Don't come for me. But yeah, I've just been wearing this everywhere because it's so fun. I love the really kind of ugly retro 70s kind of colour scheme. This was all yarns that I found in charity shops or got secondhand. So it's a really cute little upcycled project. I absolutely love it. Yeah, this is going to be my bag for the summer. It's going to be wrecked, but I'm going to take it everywhere. Yeah, big fan. And what I'm knitting right now is, oh my gosh guys, she's doing lace. She's doing lace. Can you believe I'm knitting lace? Like, if you know me, I literally never do lace. I have never done a lace project. This is my very first. 4 mil needles and lace, like who am I? This is the exact opposite of any project I've ever done before, which is normally, you know, chunky stocking stitch, keep it super simple. So I'm so impressed with myself for doing a whole lace panel. Here's the finished kind of front panel. So just a real simple boxy shape. I haven't quite decided what the sleeves are going to be like yet. And obviously this is going to be one for next summer, so you're getting like a year advanced preview of this little number. But how cute, right? It needs a good block. I think that's the thing with lace when you're knitting it. You can never quite imagine how it's gonna turn out, because, you know, until you've blocked it, you can't get like a proper idea of the stitch and how it's gonna fully lay flat, because it's all still kind of scrunched up right now. And this is a lace that has like rib in between as well, so it is quite kind of compacted. So yeah, a nice strong block is gonna do the world of difference, I think. But I love this. I'm kind of in my lace era now, I think. I'm really proud of myself for trying something new, trying so much new stuff this year. Yeah, big fan. So this yarn, here's a ball of it, was actually a Zara dress that I got from a car boot sale for like £2. And it was just like a big long maxi knitted dress with a little bit of lace detail on the hem. So I was looking at it and I was like, that is a lot of yarn in that maxi dress, and it looks like it would be pretty easy to unravel. You know, you've got to sort of, when you find a secondhand garment, you've got to do the little sneaky turn it inside out and see how it's been made, because if it's been overlocked, then you won't be able to unravel it. But if it's just linked and you can see the knit seam like intact in the seam, rather than it's just been run and like spliced through an overlocker. I don't know how to explain it, but you know, like an overlocked seam where it has all of the thread and the fabric's just sort of been cut to stitch to size, whereas a lot of knitwear is just like knit to shape and linked. So yeah, check that the seams are intact, because that means that you'll be able to just unravel it really easily, rather than it being cut at each edge, so you just get like one strand per row. So yeah, it was perfect for unraveling. It's this really fun kind of summery, I'll do the YouTuber beauty blogger thing. It's like a summery kind of ribbony yarn. I think it's like a cotton poly. But how cute are the colours? It's a really nice colour scheme. So summery, so fun. It's really fun to knit as well. I think that's why I gravitate towards knitting a lot of colours, because I really enjoy just changing colours as I go. It like keeps me entertained, it keeps me involved in the project. If I'm knitting something in all one colour, which honestly I very rarely do, I need like at least a little bit of stitch interest to keep me going, to keep me engaged. So this is lovely to knit because it changes colour like every 5 or 6 rows. Yeah, keep me interested, keep me hooked. I have like a low attention span. I need colours, I need shiny things. So yeah, I mean, keep an eye out for this pattern. I'm assuming it's probably not gonna be released until like next year, because it will have to be like spring sort of time to catch that summer lacy wave, maybe like March, April. But I think what would be really cute, obviously after the patterns that I did with Moa, and I was using so many icords on the edges, I just got really obsessed with icords. So I decided to do some splits in the side on this one up to about here. So that's just like a integral kind of icord there. So I thought it'd be cute to maybe do something similar like that on the sleeves, just have a little split cuff. That feels like it would be a cute summer detail. But we shall see. There is no rush. There's probably like, you know, a year's worth of development to go on this one. But I'm loving it, and I'm a big fan of like finding yarn in unexpected places and sort of making something fun with it. It just feels like the garment has this whole story and this whole life in it already, which feels really special. Next up is a flop. Like I say, I think it's really important to embrace our flops as designers. It's really easy to just like log onto Instagram and be like, wow, everybody does such amazing stuff all the time. Like, why is my stuff so bad? Which I totally do as well. So let me be real with you. This one's kind of a flop. I don't know. I wanted to do a cute little vest. It doesn't fit right. I did it like a little bit too wide. The shoulders are a little bit too big. The neck didn't sit quite right. I love the yarn, so I really just wanted to do a really clean, simple shape just to show off this gorgeous kind of ombre space dye yarn. Didn't work out. That's okay. Also, I hate the what do we call this, like a roll trim in chunky, because it ends up just looking really bulky, and it just kind of stood out in this really odd way on the shoulders, because the shoulders were too big, and then you get this crazy trim and it just looked like just a weird lump just hanging off the side of my arm. Not a fan. So this one is gonna get frogged, and possibly I'm thinking to change it into like a v-neck, bring the body in a little bit just so it fits a little bit better. Do at least something on the bottom. I thought it would be cute with the roll edge, but it's just, again, it's not, it just looks lumpy. So probably just go with like a classic rib on the bottom, bring the body and shoulders in, and either leave the arms or do like a clean rib on them. But yeah, essentially this yarn is gorgeous. Love it. Just don't love this shape, and that's okay. Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about knitting. We can always frog it, can't we? Yeah, and next up, super excited to show you this one. This is an as yet unnamed cardigan. So if you have been watching my other podcasts, I will have showed you like months ago. Where even is it? I think I don't even have, oh no, here it is. Oh, everything goes flying. So here is the original that I made months ago. Now this was made of scraps of charity shop yarns, which I absolutely loved. I love this colour scheme. The only thing I wanted to adjust was the sleeve, because they kind of it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. I wanted the sleeve to be very sort of angular and graphic and architectural and sort of have like a very kind of dramatic shape, and because it wasn't really wide enough, it was sort of flopping, and it just looked like a regular sleeve once it was on. You couldn't really see like the angle and the shaping. And the cuffs were a little bit too tight as well. So honestly, this one can get frogged as well, and I might just reknit it because I love the yarn, I love the colours, but yeah, this fit is not it. But this was the original. I mean, you're getting a total window into my design process today, guys. You're welcome. And this is the second prototype. So I widened up that sleeve, widened up the armhole to make it bigger, and I shortened the cuff actually so that we could do even more decreases. And yeah, this is the this is the final outcome. I am so happy with this. Obviously it's my favourite stitch, the fisherman's rib, which I just love. I love the like squishiness of it. I find it so satisfying. I love doing patterns in fisherman's rib. And yeah, the yarn came from a company who shall remain nameless, who pissed me off, but the yarn's gorgeous. So yeah, I'm just super happy with this one. I made a step-by-step tutorial video of the whole process. So, I mean, I'm looking to launch this one maybe next month in September, in time for like autumn, winter vibes. You can knit it sort of as it gets chilly. So excited for this. Let me try it on just so you can see that sleeve. Oh, and of course we've got the mismatched buttons at the front. That is like my favourite thing to do on a cardigan. I think it's so cute. Yeah, so you can really see like the drama. I'm so happy that I redid that fit because it's so much nicer now. And it's really kind of doing what I wanted. Oh, it's gonna look slightly crazy because of the sleeves of my dress as well. It's like all bunched up in here. But yeah, just so you can get an idea of those sleeves. Yeah. And if you have any name ideas, like, let me know. I can't think of what to name this one. I feel like I've really exhausted like astrological names, star names, planet names. I was in the old lady names for a while, like Gertrude, love the Gertrude tea. But maybe it's time to enter a new era. We shall see. Yeah, let me know what you think she looks like. Like, what does her name say to you? Does she remind you of someone you know? So yeah, and look out for the pattern for this one around September time. And yeah, I mean, if you're not following me already on Instagram, like that's where all of this goes down. You'll find all of my updates there. So if you're not doing that already, go and do it now. God. So yeah, love her. And again, a full tutorial vid to go with her, so you can follow every step along the way, which is great because then, you know, even if you're like a beginner knitter and you've never done fisherman's rib before, you've never done shaping before, maybe you just know the basics, like if you're just watching a video of every step, it just breaks it down so perfectly for you, and you don't even have to worry about like, oh, what does that part of the pattern mean? No, it's right there. It's right there for you. I've done it for you, babes. It's all good. And another sneaky preview. Oh my gosh, I don't know when this one's going to be released, but I know that you guys love a kid's pattern. It's a kid's Venus cardigan. Oh my gosh. Guys, how cute, how tiny. So if you've got little people in your life, you got kids, nieces, nephews, your friends have got kids, this is like so adorable. And I did a sort of kids version of the satin jumper like years ago because so many people were asking for it, and it had never like occurred to me to do a kids pattern. But yeah, people loved it. I always get tagged in pictures of like people's kids wearing them, and it's the cutest little thing. And again, for some reason, obviously because I don't have kids, I don't really know anyone who has kids. So it's never really at the forefront of my mind to like design for kids, but obviously more and more people were asking me, and I was like, oh yeah, maybe I should like do more kids patterns. You guys seem to really like that. So yeah, kids Venus cardigan, coming soon. I haven't planned when, probably yeah, like next month to get ready for like the cooler weather. But yeah, guys, the little mini buttons, the little mini mixed up buttons. This would be perfect as like a stash buster as well because it's so teeny tiny. It hardly uses any yarn, like of each colour, I mean. You know, you could mix in, if you've got like 20 little balls of scrap, that's probably enough to make, you know, the first year. Oh god, you can really tell I don't have kids, right? I'm like first years, second years, 1 to 2 years. This is the smallest size. This is 1 to 2, and it goes up to 8 years old. So yeah, super cute. Enjoy if you have kids, or if you have kids to knit for. This is gonna be a really fun one for you. And oh my gosh, like, I forget how quickly kids' patterns knit. You can get it finished in like an evening. It's crazy. Little dinky sleeves that take like half an hour. Amazing. I should do more. Like, they're so quick to do. I always forget. Somebody have a baby that I can knit for, please. Just purely for like my own sample testing. So that is all my knitting news. That was a lot to process, but yeah, keep an eye out for patterns coming up. Go and check out mine and Moa's new patterns, the unpolished set and the Andromeda dress, and go onto my Instagram and Moa's Instagram and enter our little giveaway. You could win those patterns. Now enters the time of the podcast where I just talk about my life. So as you guys know, I live in a little cottage, sort of in the outskirts of Nottingham in the UK, and it's super cute. I have a little garden. I love to live my little cottagecore fantasy. I love to like bake bread and bake cakes and ferment things and do my kombucha. And my kitchen is just full of like jars of goop and jars of unidentified vegetables in strange liquids. Don't worry about it, I love it, it's so much fun. So I've been making summer pickles, which was super cute. I'd never made pickles before, purely because I'd never found little mini cucumbers. Like, every time I see somebody make pickles, I'm like, where are you finding these? And then I went into Lidl the other day and just saw like packs of mini cucumbers. So I was like, right, it's pickle time. So that was really fun. I haven't tried them yet. I'm gonna leave them to like brew for a couple of weeks to get a good flavour. I'll let you know in the next podcast how they turned out. I've also done a sauerkraut. I've got a big jar of sauerkraut just ready to go. Gonna leave that for a couple of weeks as well. That was super fun and easy. It's basically just cabbage, salt, give it a strong massage, and then you leave it. So yeah, and then we come to the kombucha. Me and kombucha fell out yesterday. So I've been making kombucha for a year or so. So I have like loads of Scoby because it just kind of keeps growing and it just keeps multiplying each time you make it. So there's like a big blob of Scoby in each one of my kombucha jars. If you picture this, just picture like a murky jar of tea with a blob inside. Beautiful. So I go to decant the kombucha yesterday, and I open up the little cloth on top of the lid, and a fly comes out, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's not good. That's not a good sign. That shouldn't be in there. I look down on to the Scoby and it's just alive. It's like wriggling and crawling with fly larvae and like bits. Oh my skin is like still crawling. I was freaking out yesterday. So yeah, the whole jar just had to get dumped. I couldn't deal with it. Like, we're starting from scratch. Scoby gone, done, out the window, in the bin. And I'm sorry, but I just really needed somebody to share that with, to half the pain of what I had to deal with, because, you know, the cottagecore life is not easy. sometimes there is going to be larvae in your kombucha, and I think it's so important to share that. But other than that, like the other jar was fine, so I do still have some Scoby left, but it was kind of like RIP to this lovely 18-month-old Scoby that I'd been sort of growing and multiplying and putting my love into over the last like year or so. Yeah, kind of crazy. Still getting over it, honestly. Let's see, what else do I have to talk about? I have been reading a lot this summer. I think this is my thing. In the summer, reading feels like a holiday, because I think I associate it so much with just like reading by the pool on holiday or reading at the beach. So it just feels like a real lovely treat, even though the weather here has been crappy and it's been like raining every day. It's still been like warm enough to still feel like summer. So I've been reading a bunch. I read Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Melors. Big recommend, really enjoyed that one. I thought it was so well written. It's kind of like a modern day love story mixed with like a bit of tragedy, a bit of comedy. There's loads going on in there, and it's written in a style that I really like, which is, you know, it skips from person to person in each chapter, so you get like a little bit of each character's internal world. Yeah, if you want like a fun summer read, I can definitely recommend that one. There's parts in it that like made me wince because it gets really to the heart of a lot of emotion and sort of vulnerable relationship dynamics that felt like very real and very close to home for me, which I think is great when writers can do that, when they feel like they've really managed to hit that chord with you, and it feels realistic, like you can tangibly feel the kind of dynamic and the emotion in that relationship. Big fan. I read Detransition Baby by Tori Peters, I think, which I did enjoy parts of it, but other parts of it I found a little bit difficult. It's about kind of an unconventional queer family, and how trans people and queer people sort of create their own versions of family, I guess. But I just kind of felt that the book was always keeping me at a distance. In the way that Cleopatra and Frankenstein like really draws you in and you feel like you're part of that relationship dynamic, I felt like Detransition Baby, I felt like very much on the outside and it wasn't made as clear to me. Even though the book is sort of about all of those relationships and all of those dynamics and how people come together and they come apart, it was never letting me in. That I always felt like there was a pane of glass and I was sort of like observing these people, which is fine. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. It's just not a style of writing that I jived with as much as Cleopatra and Frankenstein, but still a great book to read. Still like loads of great parts and lots of bits that still like struck a chord with me. Another weird thing about it was like none of the characters are ever really described, so I felt like I couldn't imagine these people, even visually, because I love when I'm reading, you want to have that like cinematic vision in your mind of like these characters coming together and where are they, and I felt like none of the locations were ever really described and none of the people's appearances were ever described. So again, you're kind of, you can't picture it, you're still on the outside. And right now I'm reading My Year of Rest and Relaxation by Atessa Moshfegh, if I'm saying that's incorrectly, sorry. But yeah, really enjoying that one. It's about a girlie who wants to take sleeping tablets for a year and just hibernate for a year, which sounds crazy because you're like, oh well, how is there going to be anything to cover if she's just sleeping for a year? But oh baby, there's so much. And she's really one of the girlies. she's really a true girly. Like, I feel so identified with this main character who is like so cruel and so mean and so messed up in so many ways, and the author still makes her like very identifiable, very human and relatable in many ways, and I absolutely love that. It's very skillful. Yeah, and that's just part of my like little summer routine. I'll get up, I'll like read a chapter with coffee in bed, and it's like such a lovely cozy way to start the day. It just feels very gentle. I'm all about like having a very gentle summer right now. Yeah, not planning everything too much, just letting things kind of happen and wash over me, and just having a lovely relaxed little time. And what else did I have to write about? I think basically that's it. Yeah. I've just been playing a lot of Stardew Valley. Other than like knitting and crocheting and doing my thing, I've been Stardew Valleying very hardcore recently, which really taps into that little part of my brain that also loves having my cottagecore lifestyle. Because yes, of course I want to move to a little village and farm and fish and put little gems in the community centre and make friends with the wizard. Like, of course I do. So that's just like tapping into my summer wants and needs and wishes. It's so cozy, it's so cute. If you haven't played it, big recommend. Just go and farm some melons and tell me you don't feel instantly better. And that's it for today, guys. I'm about to go and take some paracetamol. I have these cookie crazy little Japanese flu cold medicine sachets. I've had them for years and they just seem to like blast away a cold as soon as you get the symptoms. So I've been relying on these, and these are doing very well, but I have no idea what's in them. If you're from Japan, if you speak Japanese, let me know, because like nothing that I've ever had over the counter in the UK has ever come close to how this makes me feel. So I'm like, probably something banned in there, which is fine. Maybe a little sprinkle of something. I'm fine with that. It makes me feel good. But yeah, have a gorgeous summer, babes. Follow me on Instagram at theknitedit, like, subscribe, help your girl grow and get some coin on here. That would be much appreciated. Support your local independent knitwear designer today, and I will speak to you soon. Oh my gosh, just like that, my parcel's here. Bye.